Hello, everyone. Sorry about the jet in the background.
One jet a day.
It's more than one jet a day in Gladstone. Here we go, folks. We are coming around. There we go. Look at that. Should be on Facebook now if everything's going correctly. Fingers crossed. We are in a different art journal tonight because I have left my art journal somewhere. I actually don't know where. I think it might be at the shop. Hopefully. I'm pretty sure it's actually at the shop, but you know, will it? See how we go. Right, yeah. There we are. So we're in my art journal that I do all the kids class type ones in. So that was last school holidays, and then the next batch of school holidays I've already started creating, but we're going to come back just a few pages. There we go. We'll go in here. And so I was thinking that tonight we might do a bit of Alice in Wonderland themed type paintings. I'm just going to get out my colors. Okay, so I've got, I don't actually think that one there's the right red, so we're going to remove him. Bit of gold glitter as well. Oh, hello, Darlight. See an Allison theme type one, and the red's going to be more of an accent color, so I'm going to rely on more of my blues and yellows, I think. And I've got, instead of the normal base yellow, we might add it in, but I've also got this dimensional one here, so it's got a bit more, not texture, but it stays raised. The dimensional, which is quite nice. Let's just come in here and pull out some of our more Alice in Wonderland themed ones. So I've got hearts. No, not really into that one. No. I feel like that one there could definitely be a bit Allison-y. We tried. No, I do want to do this one, but I want it to have a base, so not that one. Maybe we will get rid of a few of the ones that we've pulled out once we get to the end. Just going through. No, I don't really want the row ones. We might go for that one though, the hearts. Depends which heart I'm feeling like doing. These feathers, maybe. Not the rainbows or the lanterns or the chalk marks. Don't think the butterflies. Maybe the butterflies. Oh, hello, Diana and Heather. Hey. Won't let go of the ring. Excellent question. No. 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 Just having a look. No. Okay. And then... Oh, actually, hold up. Where's the... this word one? And then... do you think that if we use... there's the other one of that. One second. Always a big decision to decide what we're going to use. The flower still will look nice. Where have I got a teacup? There it is. And there is my teacup. There is my teacup. And now we go for the diamonds. And I'm looking for this one here. This thin border one. Okay. Right. I think I've done searching enough. Kind of need to narrow it down a little bit. So what I'm thinking is I'm actually going to come in and do like a bit of a light blue blend across the top with a bit more of white, so it's like a very light blue, and then come in and do a few different shades of blue in our stenciling. So yes to that one. I don't think we need the butterflies. These two I want to do in yellow, so then they go over top of each other nicely. So I'm just going to put them there. That one there. Not so much, no. Yeah, so just having a good combination of really small and really big. So I'm thinking about 4 to 5 stencils in the blue, 1 in the red and 2 in the yellow. I might actually do the background in really light yellow, to tell you the truth. Okay, and then actually, you know, it'll look good in blue. Which one should we do as the hearts? I actually think this one here's a bit more Alice in Wonderlandy. Hey, that one. Rightio. We'll do that one in the red. I'm yet to figure out. I might do these actually in black on the artwork once we get a few layers in. So I'm just going to put that. The red's going to go on last, just remembering, and let's come in now and do this blending of light blue. So we're actually coming to use our Serene Blue tube. And we'll put it in one of our gaps there. And then where is our white paint? There it is. At a moment I thought I left it somewhere. Okay. Fair amount of white. Because we do want it fairly light blue. So I've just come in and grabbed a little bit. I want it a bit lighter than that, so let me come in and grab a bit more white. Do want it a bit lighter, so let me just I'm going to make my ideal blue over here. A bit more. And I am adding a fair chunk of white when I do a bit more because I do want to make enough excess paint on my paper mat here that I can come in and reload when I run out. So I'm just going to come in and give it a fair chunk. Put there, and then before it dries too much, put a bit of white down the bottom here and grab our gesso brush. And really get that mixture between the blend and the rustic, so then it kind of looks a little bit like wallpaper. I still keep buying those Sunny Days flowers. I made a page of them like a month ago on the desk. Keep popping up everywhere. Right, there we go. Just coming in and giving it a bit of juice, making sure it doesn't look like there's been any holes or any gaps. Oh shoot, I've got a tub of water. Can I have a tub of water, please? So let me lift this one up so then you guys can see it. So that there is how it is. There you go. They were all on my desk. I just got to load them before class. Alright, now let's come in and start stenciling. Because that's nearly dry. It's sticky. So we've got to decide with our blue ones here, how dark do we want each one to be? Thank you, Dad. Let's just come in and first clean out the gesso brush. Well, we might do the stenciling with the gesso brushes, just so then we can keep getting that rustic look with the blue. I actually think that might look really nice. And then we'll do the yellow with blending brush maybe. So I'll get out my small gesso brush in a minute. I'm just giving it a fair good clean here. There we go. Smaller gesso brush. Right, so the idea would be, the ideal see that we choose. So I think this should be our darkest level of blue was the shiny one there, and then that one there to be very soft, and that one, then that one, then that one. Okay, rightio. So this is going to be our softest blue first. So we're going to start with it and work our way up. So let's come in with a little bit of that Serenium blue. We just want to be slightly darker than our actual background. And then we're just going to come in and gesso it up. You might just need it a bit darker. Lift. So it's only very faint, very light.
Yeah, you take they can't wait for your thoughts.
Okay. There we go. So just in 3 spots, and we've made kind of a V. And then we're going to set that one up there. And then the next one we've got is slightly darker again. We might just need a small tinge of white. So we're just kind of upping the scale slowly in colour. Being very careful because this is a really fine one. Only absolutely very lightly going across it, not pressing down, just scraping across. Lift. And just, so like I said, just very lightly scraping, not pressing, scraping. And I'm just putting these in the 3 gaps that we kind of had made from our letter stickers, from our letter stencil, not stickers, letter stencil. And then maybe doing another one this way down there, just to fill in the space. Yes. And there we go. Let me just move that up a little bit. So that's that one. And now we want to get it a bit darker again. I think we're only going to put one of this one here down. Just in one spot with the feathers. And left. Oh, actually we might go a little bit there. And then a bit down here. There we go. Okay, it is looking very blue, but we will balance it out. So let's just come in now and get a bit of the deep cyan.
Oh.
And I think we just need a bit more cerulean blue in there with the deep cyan. Yep, there we go. And then a bit over here. A bit over there. And now we might actually leave that one to do 101 at the end. So while that dries, let's come in and get our yellows. So we are going to have to mix our yellow with a little bit of white so that it doesn't go transparent on us when we come and do it over the top of the blue, because the blue is a darker pigment. So we just put those 2 down there, and then let's make up the thing over here. And there's the lemon. And there is the medium yellow.
It's a family trip.
And then I'm going to put a bit of the dimensional lemon yellow in with the normal lemon yellow as well, just so then we get a bit of dimension. That's it. Opens up. There we go. So as you can see, the dimension lemon yellow is a bit darker than the normal acrylic one, which is all good. Not by much. Oh, hello, Cheryl. No, it's all good. I'm here, love. Don't we all? And then let's get a bit of yellow in there as a base. Now, where is our blending brush? There we are. So this one here's the base one. And then this one here's the top. Now, the only question is do we do the base light and the top dark, or the top light and the base dark? I actually think I'm going to go with the base light, and then the detailed bits in a darker tone, it might stand out a bit more. So let's grab some of this light yellow with the white. Come in and mix it. And then just blending brush over top. There we go. And then I think also one here. And then let's come in and do the darker colour. So let's set this one on top. There we go. There's that one. There we go. Right. Now time for the red accents. So we're just going to come in. And we might actually do, just thinking because it is winter now, even though I am in a t-shirt, it does take longer for things to dry. So let's actually come in, I think, and do our bunny first, and then do we have a heat tool here at all? That's a question to the family.
Not just beige. Is it on your desk?
No, we took it to Brisbane.
The heat tool. There's one in the blue trolley.
Oh,
The one at the desk.
It's next to your computer. Can you get it for me, please, Mum? Right, let's open up this sand texture stuff. Mm.
There is one on my trolley.
Oh, would you look at that?
I don't know what it's doing there.
Don't ask me. Okay, let's use that one and let's grab out the screen door. Right. Time to do some mixing. I'll do it in this one. So let's
Hey Quentin, did you charge my iPad?
get a bit of the
You did charge mine.
sand texture out.
You said you were gonna do it.
I did.
There we go. Let's close that one up. So we don't have any.
You're gonna put a lot of that on, are you?
Yes, I am.
I can be charged mine, right? You want to leave?
Let's get that one out.
Or is it?
And mix it up. Perfect. Right, now, let's see, where do we want this? I think a little bit down here. Okay. Oh, look at that. It looks crystallized. Okay, and a bit of it over here. The only thing with this is that because this sand texture is very much like modeling paste, you do want to wash your stencil out that you're using pretty much immediately after use. So let me just
Is that the shadow?
get this one down to here. And then lift. Could I have someone come and clean a stencil out for me?
$17.50, thanks.
Yeah.
How about I promise not to blackmail you in the future? Solid offer. Oh, and it's also a palette knife.
It's a lot of red.
It is a lot of red.
It's going out to get an iPad charger, but now I've got a job.
Right, let's come in and heat this. There we go. So I'll just lift it up to show you what it looks like. So this is currently what our page looks like. So we're just going to dry the sand texture. One makes it look like embossing powder. And now it dries. Right. There we go. There it is. Now it's not dry, it's only touch dry. It's not drying its spot, which is okay. Now let's grab out our pencil. If I can find one. A blue watercolor pencil might do perfectly though, because we've got blue in the background. It's purple. That'll work. Okay, so now what we want to come and do this might be a two-parter. Just because I want that sand texture to be dry, so then when we do our whitewash where on the outside of our bunny, we've got that texture as like white or light blue and not just smudged it out. So let's come in and do the diamonds that I was thinking. In watercolor. And in white. So let's just trace that diamond there. Trace that one there. And once again, we're just going to work in threes. So 3 of this one. And then
Can you help up into lunchbox, please? Actually, go wash your place.
I might do 4 of this one here, the inside. It's nice and small. It's the 1.5 stencil one. Three. 4. We'll do one over here. And one just slightly there. Okay. Now let's get our watercolor out. And the paintbrush we want to use. I've ended up with the teaching set of paintbrushes on here. Okay. Interesting how that works. Very interesting. Right, let's come in and get some water, and then this second blue here will look really nice. Or the first blue in. And making sure that we activate that watercolor pencil that's there. You might even just grabbing some of that white that we've got in there to come in and mix with our watercolor. So just so then it's like a tiny, little bit opaque. Kind of come and do it up here again. And just moving all this. So it's only slightly transparent. Again, oh, that's a bit dark, but it won't need any extra paint on that one. I'll just come up with the excess of that. Right, so we've got enough of that watercolor, I think, activated now that we can just come in and really let loose a little bit. Just a bit more water. A bit of the white. And then another bit of that one. Where's this? I think that was at the front door.
You got something?
No, that's Maddie. Mark, Missy's got nothing.
Okay, there we go.
Missy,
And there's that one. So we've got our diamonds on. We're going to come and add a few hearts in a second. What I also want to do is I want to come and outline our diamonds a little bit more. Yeah, so we want to really build up our, don't close that until they're dried out, our collage, so then we can come in. When we do the bunny, it looks really cute, but we can also, because we're going to wait until next week to do the bunny, we can actually come in and do some lovely cursive writing about, you know, Alice in Wonderland, or write like a little bit of story like Once Upon a Time, like a really fine tip pen here. But what we need to do is we need to get I actually think a white paint pen and come and do a little bit of fine detailing. Not with the broad paint pen marker, but with the medium. There's that one. So I'll just lift it up to show you. So just coming in. Doing a bit of like a lacy border. Okay. Okay, and then let's come up and do these ones. Trying not to run it through the sand texture because it's not fully dry yet. Okay, and then what we want to get the diamonds dry. And then come in with the yellow paint pen. So let's just get it dry first. Okay. And then let's come in with the yellow. Nope, that one there is a dodgy tip to it. Always fun. That's better. Now, paint pens do get used quite a lot. Not always on dry surfaces.
Yeah. That's worse for myself.
No, Millie.
You want to help?
So,
I just cleaned my teeth, remember? Ooh, diamond.
Come on.
Just a lot of red and blue. I like the blue.
I know you like the blue. So it's not like 100% balanced tonight because we haven't added the bunny in yet. But we've got to wait for that sand texture to be touch dry. So we're just going to give it a week. But that's like the yellow dots and everything around. The diamonds. So it does look very chaotic, but once we add in our Alice in Wonderland bunny, and stamp a little teacup. Alright, once upon a time here. Have it so then it's all nice and blended out. It will look very pretty. But yes, that is next week's class because obviously we need to, like, where I've put my hand in there, it's lifted up that sand texture. So we've got to let it dry. And then once it's dry, we can come back and, yeah, do our bunny on top. Thank you all for being patient tonight. I was a few minutes late because I was trying to find my art journal. I think I've left it at the shop because I took it in. It's a miracle. We just didn't do a weekly roundup on the weekend, so probably didn't need to take it in. But anyway, it is what it is. Thank you all for coming. And yes, hope to see you all next week. Now this week we do have our classes are at usual or Hot Up Mum. You're still doing card making on Thursday night because we're in. So first week in June class group. Wednesday night at 7 is scrapbooking. Thursday night at 7 is card making. And then you have me on Friday night for the Friday Night Live. Because Mum and Dad are setting up Mackay. You'll see a few videos tomorrow of Dad and I rushingly trying to get colour cuts made for all of you lovely Mackay customers and to finish off orders. But yeah, should be loads of fun. And we'll see you throughout the week. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and bye.